Uh, Good morning, everyone. First love for I would like to pay sorry my respect to the most venerable Doctor Paramahansa Satiyano, the abbot of Puttapanya Society in Pomona, California. After that, I respectfully greet all the venerable monks and all laymen and lay women. Also, a very welcome to everyone watching us on Facebook Live. Before I begin my Dharma talk, I would like to share a short update about my study here in the United States. Right now, I'm an ESL Level 4 student at San Antonio College. In my class, I practice speaking, writing, or reading pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. Next semester, I will be moving up to ESL Level 5 student. In addition to my language studies, I am very excited to share what I will be studying the photography program at the Design Technology Building in the coming up academic term. To be honest, I'm not an expert in English yet. I'm a still beginner. On this occasion, I want to say a big thank to the most venerable Dr. Paramahansa Satiyano for his kindness, guidance, support, and for his kind permission allow me to study this photography program. At the same time, I also very thankful to all the venerable monks and all the people who helped me and let me come to the United States to study. Because of your kindness, I have the chance to learn real American English, practicing nature or pronunciation, and learn directly from native speakers. Furthermore, having the opportunity to pursue further education in academic setting gives me a wonderful chance to grow and expand my knowledge. As a result, this helped me improve my English and gives me more confidence to give Dharma talks in English. I truly appreciate your trust and compassion. Therefore, I will study hard and use this knowledge to help others. Okay, now moving on to today's topic. I would like to share a Dharma study about the Pandita novels. To begin this story comes from the Dhammapada, part 4. Yes. Okay, let's start with the verse. อุทธักกังหินยันติเนติกาอุสุการานะมะยันติเตชะนังทารุงนะมะยันติตัชชกาอัตตานังทมะยันติบัณฑิตา It means water, carriers guide water, fetchers strengthen arrows, sharpeners sharp wood, and the wise train themselves. คนนำน้ำย่อมผันน้ำไปช่างสอนย่อมดัดลูกศรให้ตรงช่างไม้ย่อมถากไม้ส่วนบัณฑิตย่อมฝึกตนเอง Okay. Long ago, a Buddha named Tatsi, with 20,000 monks followers, went to Varanasi city People check what they could afford, gather in groups of 5 or 10, and give food for the monks. Later, when daily duties were done, the Buddha gave a step-by-step learning. Everyone, some people think it is enough that I give my own things. Why? Ask others. So they give gifts alone and don't invite others. When they are reborn, they get wealth, but no helpers. Some people ask others to give, but don't give anything themselves. They get helpers, but no wealth. Some people neither give themselves nor ask others. They get neither wealth nor helper, and live poor lives among crowds. Some people both give themselves and ask others. They get both wealth and helpers whenever they are reborn. Or a person inspired by the teaching. A wise man standing nearby heard this teaching and thought, "Now I will act so I can get both wealth and helpers." He bowed to the Buddha and said, "Lord, please accept my food offering tomorrow." The Buddha, "How many monks do you need?" The wise man, "How many followers do you have, Lord?" The Buddha, "There are 20,000 monks." The wise man, "Lord, tomorrow please accept my food offering together with all the monks." The Buddha accepted the invitation. The man went into the village and told his relatives, "Mother and father, tomorrow I have invited the Buddha and the monks for a meal. Please give food for the monks as much as you can afford." The people checked what they could give and said, "We will support 10 monks, 20 monks, 100 monks, or 5,000 monks," and wrote down everyone's numbers in a list from the start. A very poor man happily agrees to support a monk. At that time, a man in the city was known as Mahatukkata because he was extremely poor. The wise man saw this poor man coming toward him and said, "Friend Mahatukkata, I have invited the Buddha and the monks to eat tomorrow. Tomorrow the townspeople will give charity, but will you support even one monk?" Mahatukkata, "Friend, why would I need a monk? Needing a monk is for rich people. As for me, getting some rice for tomorrow is already hard. I work for daily wages to live. What do I need with a monk?" A person who invites others should be clever. Therefore, even when Mahatukkata said no, the wise man didn't stop. He said, "Friend Mahatukkata, many people in this city eat good food, wear nice clothes or nice jewelry, sleep on comfortable beds, and enjoy wealth. But you work for hire all day and still don't have enough food to fill your stomach. When it is like this, do you still feel that we have nothing because we made no merit in the past?" Mahakala, "You speak the truth." The wise man If so, why don't you do some merit today? You are still young and strong. If you work for hire and then join in giving this charity, wouldn't that be good? Hearing this, Mahakala felt trapped and sad and said, Friend, put my name down on the list for 1 month. I'll do some hired work and offer a meal to 1 monk. The wise man hearing this word, the wise man was very pleased and thought, truly this Mahakala is amazing. He does something very hard. He doesn't just stay quiet thinking, I'm a poor, but says, I'll work for hire and support 1 monk. The rich man's wife saw Mahakala's wife and asked her, Mother, what work will you do? When she answered, Whatever you want me to do, the rich man's wife sent her into the prince's party, gave her tools like a mortar and pestle. She was very happy, pouring and winnowing the rice with a joyful heart. Then the rich man's wife asked her, You are so happy while working. Why is that? Mahakala's wife, Madam, we are doing this hard work so we can support 1 monk. The rich man's wife heard this, felt inspired, and said, How wonderful! This woman is doing a very difficult deed. When Mahakala finished cutting firewood, the rich man told his workers to give him rice, saying, This is your wage, and also give him beans, saying this extra because of your happy effort. He went home and told his wife, I worked for hire and got rice, and this is beans. You take things like milk, oil, and with spices with the wages you earned. The rich man's wife also ordered a bottle of ghee and portion of milk, spices, and good rice to be given to her both. Husband and wife got a lot of rice in this way. Both husband and wife were very happy, thinking, We have our offerings ready, and work up early in the morning. Mahakala's wife said, Go find some vegetables, master. Not seeing any vegetables in the market, he went to the river bank, feeling happy that he would offer food to a monk. He sang songs while picking vegetables. A fisherman standing near the big pool knew it was Mahatukata. So he called out and asked, You look very happy and are singing. Is there a reason? Mahakala, I'm picking vegetables. Friend, fisherman, what are you going to do with them? Mahakala, I'll support 1 monk. Fisherman, oh, forget those few vegetables. Mahagala, what else can I do, friend? I have to support a monk using these vegetables. Fisherman, or if so, come here. Mahagala, Mahatukata, what will you do, friend? Fisherman, take these fish and string them into branches, worth 1 braid each and half braid each. Mahatukata did so. The fisherman bought the fish that Mahatukata had strung up to help with this monk meal. While stringing the fish, it was time for the monks to go on their arms round. Mahatukata stopped and said, I must go, friend. This is the time for the monks to arrive. Fisherman, are there any strands for fish left? Mahatukata, no, friend, they are all gone. Fisherman, if so, I saw that fine crowd for you. Since you want to support a monk, take this fish, and he gave those calf for him. Mahatukata offers fruit to the Buddha. That day at dawn, the Buddha looked out over the world and saw Mahatukata in his vision. He thought, what is happening? He realized Mahatukata worked hard with his wife yesterday to support one monk. Which monk will he get? The Buddha considered people will take monks to their homes based on the list. Apart from me, Mahatukata won't get any other monks. Buddha always showed kindness to poor people. Therefore, early in the morning, the Buddha sat in his room thinking, I'll help Mahatukata. At that moment, the stone seed of King Sakka became hot. Sakka looked and thought, yesterday Mahatukata worked to offer a monk. Which monk will he get? He knew there was no any monk. It wasn't other monk for Mahatukata, and the Buddha was planning to help him. Sakka thought, let me go to Mahatukata's house and act as a cook. Sakka disguised himself and as an ordinary man, went to Mahatukata's house and asked, does anyone need help with work? Mahatukata saw him and asked, what work can you do, friend? Tausaka, I know how to do everything. There is nothing I don't know. I know how to cook rice, boil rice, and everything else. Mahatukata, friend, we need your help, but we don't have money to pay you much wages right now. Tausaka, what do you want to do? Mahatukata, I want to offer a meal to one monk, and I need to prepare a special rice for that offering. Tausaka, if you are offering food to a monk, I don't want any wages. Won't you share the merit with me? Mahatukata, if so, that is wonderful, friend. Please come inside the house. Tausaka went into Mahatukata's house, had the rice and other ingredients brought out, and told Mahatukata, go now, sir, and bring the monk aside to you. The person in charge of exciting Monks had already sent them to people's houses, according to the list. Mahatukkata went to him and said, "Please give me the monk assigned to me." The man certainly remembered and said, "Oh, I forgot to assign a monk to you." Mahatukkata felt as if he was stabbed in the stomach with a sharp spear. He raised his hand and cried out, "Why did you ruin me, friend? Yesterday you invited me and my wife and I worked all day. Early this morning I went to the river to get vegetables. Please give me at least one monk." The greater people asked Mahatukkata, "What is wrong?" He told them what happened. The people asked the organizer, "This is true, friend. Didn't you invite Mahatukkata by telling him to work for hire and offer food to a monk?" Organizer, "Yes, sir." Are the people, "You arranged so many monks, but didn't give a single the one monk to Mahatukkata. You have made a big mistake." Feeling ashamed, the organizer spoke to Mahatukkata, saying, "Friend Mahatukkata, please don't ruin me. I am in a big trouble because of this. Everyone has already taken their assigned monks home according to the list, and nobody can take a monk away from someone else's house. But the Buddha is still sitting peacefully in his room. The king and the prince and higher ministers are sitting outside waiting for the Buddhas to come out so they can take his alms board. Usually the Buddhas are very kind of poor people. You should go to the monastery, bow the Buddhas, and say, 'I am a very poor man. Lord, please have mercy on me and help me. If you have enough merit, you will surely get him.'" So Mahatukkata went to the monastery. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's continue. Where? Okay, let's continue. The king and the prince and the other asked him, "Mahatukkata, is this not yet time for food? Why have you come here?" Mahatukkata replied, "I know it is not time yet, but I came to pay respect to the Buddha." He bowed down with his head touching the floor near the Buddha's room and said, "There is no one poorer than me in this city, Lord. Please be my refuge and help me." Lord, the Buddha opened the door of his room and handed the alms board to him. He felt as if he had attained heavily blessed. The king and the prince and other looked at one another's faces. Actually, no one was able to take the board that the Buddha gave to Mahatukkata by using power or authority. Instead, they sat friend Mahatukkata, give the Buddha's board to us, and we will give you 1,000 and 100,000 in wealth. You're a poor man. Take the money. What use is the board to you? Mahatukkata replied, I won't give it to anyone. I have no need for wealth. I'll give it only to the monk, to the Buddha. The rest of the people begged him, but failing to get the board, they went back. The king thought, even though Mahatukkata was exactly was poor man, he didn't give up the Buddha's board. Since no one else can receive the board directly given by the Buddha himself, how much offerings could Mahatukkata possibly have? When Mahatukkata finishes his offering, I will invite the Buddha to my house and offer him the food I have prepared. With that thought, he followed right along with the Buddha. Tausaka, the king of the Devas, prepared food consisting of rice, cooked rice and vegetables. Along with everything ready, spread as a suitable seat for the Buddha, and sat down. Mahatukkata led the Buddha out and said, Please enter, Lord. His house was small, and others could not enter it. However, it is the nature of all the Buddhas that when they enter a house, no one needs to make way for them, because at the time of our entering, the great earth skims down, or the house rises up. It is a result of the generosity well practicing by all the Buddhas. When he departs, he says as usual. Therefore, while the Buddha was still standing, he entered the house and sat on the seat prepared by Sakka. When the Buddha was seated, the king commanded, Friend Mahatukkata, you didn't give the Buddha board to us despite our pleading. Let us see what kind of offering have you arranged for the Buddha. Then Sakka opened some container of food, and aromatic scent of the fruit spread all over. I mean a smell, spread all over the city. The king inspected the rice and other arms, and said to the Buddha, and said to Blessed One, Lord, I thought, how much can Mahatukkata's offering possibly be? Once he finishes offering it, I will invite the Buddhas to my house and offer him food. So I came. I have never seen fruit like this before. While I'm here, Mahatukkata will struggle too much because of me. So I will return. He paid respect to the Buddha and left. Sakka offered rice and other foods, serving the Buddhas respectfully. Even the Buddha, after finishing his meal and giving a blessing, rose from his seat and departed. Sakka gave a signal to Mahatukkata. He took the alms board and followed the Buddha. Sakka returned, stood at the doorway of Mahatukkata's house, and looked up at the sky. Rain of 3 kinds of germs fall from the sky. filling everyone vessel in his house and overflowing all over the house. There was not empty space in his house. His wife led the children outside to stand. He followed the Buddha and returned, saw the children upstairs, and asked what is it. His wife replied, Master, our house is completely full of 3 kinds of germs all over, with no space left to enter. He thought my gift was given just today, and went to the royal court and paid respect to the king. When the king asked, Oh, why have you come? He replied, Lord, my house is full of 3 kinds of germs. Please take that wealth. Okay, I think I can finish all of them today. It's a long story. Okay, I'll be right back again tomorrow. The day after, today is Sunday, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll see you again on Wednesday, and I will be finished this story, Bandita novice. Okay, I hope the story of Bandita Samanen will bring some inspiration and mindfulness to everyone today. Before we finish, I want to say a heartfelt thank you for everyone and for listening to me almost 20 minutes. I truly appreciate your great patience and kind attention. I would like to express my deepest gratitude once again to the Most Venerable Dr. Paramahansa Sutiyano, or the Venerable Monks, and everyone for your ongoing support. May you be filled with good health, happiness, and success in your daily lives and practice. Thank you so much for listening to me.